It's around tax season. I personally hate taxes. When I get my check, it seems like taxes are always just tearing me up, and I just want to know, how do I get ahead as far as taxes goes?
Well, that's a very good question. You know, most people, when you ask them about taxes, they hate taxes. It's like, taxes. But very little people talk about inflation. Everybody talks about taxes, but people don't talk about inflation. And inflation is a silent killer. So here's the thing. You have to think about this. If the bank is giving you minus 1%, and inflation is about 4.5% now, you have to get at least 5% or greater just to beat taxes and inflation. So we can't just dwell on taxes. We also have to dwell on inflation. But most people don't know there's three forms of taxes. You know, you have three forms. You have tax now, tax later, and tax advantage. But guess what? Most Americans are in tax now brackets. And those Americans that are working jobs, that has pensions and 401ks and things of that sort, they're in tax later. Then you have a group of individuals that are in tax advantage column, which means tax free. And that's where you want to be.
Okay, so let's talk about that tax free portion, because that's what I'm liking. That'll put me into my second question. So is there any way to avoid taxes?
Yeah, there's a way to avoid taxes. That's where you want to get into that column of the tax advantage, tax-free. In the tax-free column, there's a lot of benefits. For instance, tax-free life insurance, Roth IRAs, tax-free. So you have to know how to get in the tax advantage column. Once you get into the tax advantage column, then you're going to have money for a lifetime and not at lunchtime.
Okay, so let's say that I'm starting a business. I do have a business of my own, and I get a corporation. Let's say I get an LLC or something. Would that have me not paying taxes?
Okay, actually, no. Having a corporation or an LLC, there are tax benefits having corporations as far as writing things off. But also, too, you just have to know that those three forms of taxes does exist. And you have to come out of the tax now column into the tax advantage column. So I would really encourage everybody to really start learning about tax-free strategies. That's what it's all about.
Care for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, if they pretend. Aim on the bench, I get it in, I get it in.